Hey guys, it's me Sia with another video. So before we start off this video, I just wanted to make sure that you all thank Sulij for the hard work on the last video. He worked so hard on this and it actually became a good PvP video for Storm. So I saw many people of you watching it, giving thumbs up, commenting down below. Again, you're an awesome community. Thank you so much, and don't forget to make sure to thank Sulij for the entire work. He basically is the reason why this video of my Storm PvP ever can exist. But today's video consists of a different topic. We are about to look through my entire PvP gear and deck setup on Visionary Storm PvP. I will probably edit this once I go Cosmic, so there will be a lot of changes, but for those who still aren't Cosmic yet, it's your lucky day. And I guess I would just go through the list and tell something about this, telling you why I chose it, why I think it's, for me personally, a good setup, and what advantages and disadvantages it might have. My gear consists of the Dragoon Shocking Helm, the Malistier's Cloak of Flux. I chose this especially because I wanted to get a lot of accuracy. As you can see, it gives 25, and I kinda didn't want to lose this since Storm is like the school with the lowest accuracy. We have the Dragoon Shocking Boots with tons of damage, good critical rating, a lot of resist, good shadow rating. Looking through my wand, this is the Sky Captain Sporting Hook. I chose this because it basically gives like 21 damage and so much pip conserve. That's actually insane. The Maycast unfortunately is no PvP, so I can't use Sinbad, but the wand is kind of useful, and since the new PvP update checked in, I can basically one-shot minions with it, because I basically crit this wand like almost every time. We got the Dragoon Shocking Dagger, and the entire Dragoon pieces I just showed you is a part of so-called Dragoon Shocking set. So as you can see, I have 3 of 7 pieces, like the hat, the boots, and the Athame, and it literally gives me 7 more accuracy, 5 more damage, and 140 more pip conserving, just to pip conserve spells out of a power pip such as Storm Beetle or Catch of the Day. It's pretty useful, to be honest. Yeah, so continuing it, I have the Flyglops medallion. I saw also many people using the Dragoon's Shocking Amulet. I might use it when I go to Cosmic, but right now I feel more comfortable with this because I really want the Pierce. I kind of feel better like having an extra square jewel thing just to have a lot of flat resistance, so I feel more comfortable with this. And we have, of course, the Duelist Daredevil ring, like the standard ring for everyone who does PvP. I guess I won't change it either if I go to Cosmic. This one's pretty good and I will keep it like every time. So we have my pad. Yeah, my pad basically consists of Pain Giver, Spellproof, Storm Dealer, Maycast Galvanic Field, and Storm Striker. I assume I can just check again. Yeah, Storm Striker. So I basically decided to get Storm Striker on this pad because I really wanted to crit, but since this age doesn't really consist of pads with critical stats, I might just fix it for Cosmic PvP, but right now I just feel more to crit. As you can calculate out of this, it probably shows you then that I don't have a lot of resist. I almost have like 40 resist, but when you basically look through the stats, you can see that I have a lot of damage, pretty good accuracy though for Storm PvP, so I can block like every single mantle. 659 crit. Unfortunately, the new PvP system doesn't let me show you the percentage, but before it was like around 60%. So yeah, like no block, so this is basically no block. 37 Pierce and 611 pip conversion. This is like 53%. So I basically pip conserve every Storm Beetle spell when I pull it and use it in PvP. Yeah, and I can't pip fail, so that is why I basically chose like this kind of setup. It gives good accuracy and I can't pip fail, so this is the way I feel most comfortable with. My shadow rating is not that much, but it's at least above 100, so I can live with that. Never had issues with Storm PvP when it comes to getting shadow pips, because I usually got them quite fast. But if I don't get them, I can tell you later on how I would try to win with a Storm Wizard. As you've seen my gear setup, I will show you my PvP deck. So I'm using the Rasputin's Hand of Tumults. This is a level 110 one. I really wanted that because I really wanted the health there. So I didn't want to use the 130 PvP one, the Duelist Devil Make Hair deck, because I really prefer this one because of the health, good crit though, and yeah, it basically has like 8 max copies for Storm, so I basically prefer that. So yeah, this is how my PvP deck looks like. So as you can see, I was kind of thinking about and rearranging like how to actually go for Storm PvP in this new meta. So as you might have recognized, all the enchant spells are banned. So the only spell we can use introduced by Redbeard is like Solar Surge, and spells who are basically 2 pips or something like in that case I don't enchant anymore, so you can basically see any wild bolts in my main deck. As you can see, the new Solar Surge spell only enchants 2 pip spells with like 100 damage, and I don't have basically wild bolts in there. Instead I put them in my TC deck, so it's a little bit less without the Solar Surge enchant, but it basically does the same. So I just use it to remove shields, and when I'm lucky and get the max bolt, I will just take advantage of it. But back to my PvP deck setup, I used to have set shields in main deck still because I really want them to be Aegis protected. Many people decided to also move their set shields in side deck, but I don't prefer that since I really want them to be Aegis protected. There are still many people using Pierce or just like other stuff like Shatter and get rid of these, and I really want these in my main deck. Instead I put the tower shields in side deck, so that's basically better for me. Yeah, and also the other basic stuff like stun blocks and Feeble and Disarm. Of course my Storm Dispel if I get a Storm Wizard, 2 Insane Bolts. So basically I have decided to, like, if I am in Shrike, I'm going to use them in worst case scenarios, but I don't enchant them with Solar Surge because I know that many people are like tower shielding in Shrike, and especially against Isis I Pierce enchant them instead, so they basically do more damage though. And they actually do double damage, so it's insane. Then we have 1 Iron Sultan. I decided to pack only 1 because that spell is not that useful in my opinion anymore since the damage is kind of low. I use spells like Rusalkas instead since they give like 402 more damage, and if I basically enchant them with Solar Surge it gives me max 300 more damage, so that's really insane though. And I have the chance to get a 30+ blade, so it's actually pretty good though. Yes, I have 1 King Artorias. The reason why I packed this spell is because I also faced a lot of Storm Wizards and I'm usually scared of getting Scioned, so I basically packed these to get a Pierce Blade because that Pierce Blade is saving me from a Scion, and usually I can encounter out of this. So in case I get a Storm Wizard, this would be a good thing. Otherwise it also deals a lot of damage, so it almost deals the same damage as Rusalka, so it's kind of good. I can definitely benefit from it when I don't have a Shadow Pip. We have more spells like Catch of the Day, basically to remove blades, so I can have a better chance to Scion. And yeah, I have Queen Calypso too because I like the way the trap moves before the hit. So for example, if I'm in Shrike and I have a bubble and use this spell, it's can really benefit from that, because the plus 20 trap helps me a lot. And if I enchant it with, for example, Solar Surge, it only gives 200 more damage, but that does an insane amount of damage in Strike. And since I'm a Storm Wizard, I can actually benefit from the new meta, since my spell's almost doing double the damage. Yes, of course we have Scion here. I usually don't enchant them regularly, so I always pierce enchant them, because there are many people set shielding against me. And let's be fair, that spell has 1400 damage. That's definitely not a spell to regularly enchant and Strike if people set shielded. Like, it does 2800 damage when it gets double, and I have like 164 damage. So I basically don't need to regularly enchant them. That is why I also put the Pierce enchants in that, just in case I draw a Scion and a Pierce enchant. That's doing like hell amount of damage. So we have Stormlord here too. In case people don't stun block, I have an opportunity with Stormlord. I didn't pack it a lot of times because, as I said, many people stun block, and it's actually a very good way to encounter if I'm like in trouble and many people didn't stun block at all. So I can use this, and if I have a good chance I can pip conserve either. So, and my last but not least hit is Storm Owl. As you can see, it's a 10 pip spell by doing so much damage. It's also a spell I use when I don't have the pips for Scion, or if I don't have a Shadow pip, and if I'm basically in Strike, or if my opponent doesn't have a shield and he is open, then I also use this spell, because as you can see, it's the lowest hit almost does the same damage as an unenchanted Rusalka, so that's pretty insane though. Then we also have some Thermic shields here, because we face a lot of Ices and Fire Wizards. So yeah, basically the shield I always have in. And Shadow Strike in case I get wizards with a lot of resistance. For my pet I have 4 Storm Beetle spells, which is a very useful utility to get rid of shields, to hopefully pip conserve out of them, so I can pretty fast get pips to use spells such as Scion, as you've seen them in my last PvP video, and a few Shadow Wand hits if I basically have towers or minions who annoy me. Looking through my side deck, it's not that full. I have basically moved the Dispels there. I used to have Dispels in main deck, but right now, since the new meta kinda forces me to put my main hits in main deck, I moved the Dispels here inside, just because I have a lot of space, and since I can draw them better. Tower Shields, also unstoppable. It gives me extra 30% on my spells, so I can definitely fizzle anything. If I have like, let's say 72 accuracy, because this gives me another 30% on my spells and 15% pierce, so that's a pretty good encounter, especially if I'm in Strike and try to hit through a set shield. Then we have Shift, just in case I have an Ice Wizard and he goes for Frostbite with 3 blades, I can basically shift it. Definitely won't do a lot of damage though, but it can be useful in cases when, let's say, an Ice Wizard has like 2 or 3 blades against me and he tries to remove my set shields, then I can basically encounter this. Yeah, then I have some Darkwind TC here. The reason why I put them in my side deck is because they give another 10% damage, and my main deck was basically too full, so I really didn't want this to make me overdraw in matches. So my best way to get along with the new meta is to put them in my side deck. Yes, as I've said, Wild Bolts, if I get lucky, I'll take it, I will take advantage of it. If not, it's just for removing some set shields. And in really worst case scenarios, if I really don't know what to do, I tend to mental too. I usually love to play risky though, and once I don't get a shield and draw this instead, I usually make use of it, because I really love this way of playing risky and of seeing if I can have a chance of winning though, out of a like impossible situation to win though. So it's pretty interesting to have these in side deck though. From all my gear set and PvP deck, you can basically see or sum up that I'm a very aggressive player though. So I love to have a lot of damage, a lot of crit, a lot of pierce. So I'm mostly aggressive with my Storm. I barely shield. I only shield if I need to. For example, if my opponent gets Shadow Pipper or something, or if he has a lot of blades, then I basically shield. But in most cases I hit. I'm very, very aggressive though. I love this kind of playing aggressively because I can force my opponents to go on a defensive way, and the more they go on the defense, the worse it will be, because I would just collect pips more and more. I would just pressure them more and more, and especially when I get my shadow pips, I usually strike afterwards to definitely make them to 0 HP though. So it's kind of interesting though. For those who don't play Storm PvP or just wanted to start it, I can just recommend you to do this because Storm is absolutely an insane school. It was always the strongest school in this meta, especially when Sion got buffed from the summer test room update. Many people used to do more and more Storm PvP and actually came back from all of a sudden. So I can just recommend you to do Storm PvP though. It's very, very interesting, and I really, really like this kind of meta now for Storm because Storm has been pushed so much. It has been so much more aggressive, and I kind of like this way of, yeah, playing aggressively, pushing my opponents into the defense, and make them see helpless when I basically go and strike, because many people are pretty scared of Storm and Shrike. So yeah, this is why I like Storm PvP a lot though, and especially the school though. So yeah guys, that was basically the video for all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I've said, I will improve my gear and deck setup once I level up to Cosmic, so this might happen quite soon. So if you are lucky, there will be more Storm PvP videos, hopefully at Cosmic level. I'm really excited of it. If you also want to see some Storm PvP at Cosmic level, so give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below if you want to see more Cosmic PvP, especially for Storm. Otherwise, I also have different wizards, so let me know in the comments if you also want to see different kind of PvP though. I am always open for more PvP videos, especially with different schools. So that was the video guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see us in the next video. Peace out.